Welcome back. If your American flag is worn, torn, or faded, there is a respectful way to retire it. Honoring America's veterans is collecting damaged flags across the valley for a September 11th commemoration. Joining us right now, Paula Padin, the organization's founder and executive director, and retired Navy Rear Admiral Craig Quigley, who's this year's keynote speaker. And we want to get right to this, Paula, because you brought a flag with you.
Yes.
It's in pretty rough shape.
Yeah. And, you know, the storms, the rain, the sun just fades it. And people don't know what to do with it when they're worn, torn, and tattered. And what we're saying is drop it off at any of the 12 Spencer's locations. And there you have tattered flag boxes out there. And we'll take care of it from there. On 9/11, we'll collect all the flags. We'll have a ceremony that we will host. And then at a later date, we'll retire them by burning. You can retire it by burning or burying it in the ground.
Yeah,
that's the best way to retire
the burning
flag.
is what most people know.
Most, yes.
But there's a right and a wrong way to do it. There's a right way to
Correct.
do it, and it's a ceremonious, very respectful.
Right.
But you want to retire those before they. I mean, I don't want to completely unfold this one, but this one has been in
It's
some
in
rough
bad shape. It is. It's
Yeah,
in bad shape.
yeah. So people can trust that if they
Right.
give you the flag, that it's going to be retired.
Yeah, they
respectfully.
will. And you know, we're veterans, so we know what it means to serve under this flag. And it's important to us to make sure that it gets its proper resting too.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Admiral, speaking of serving, you were
Right.
in the Pentagon during 9/11.
I
We were
was,
just talking about
yes.
where you were.
Yeah, our offices were almost directly opposite from where the plane hit, but you could still feel it even in that massive building. And it was an incredible day as the Pentagon was evacuated. People were accounted for, and it was very important. And we'll speak to that in more detail at Paula's ceremony on the 11th of September.
Looking back, it's 25 years, obviously, since 9/11. What do you hope people remember from then, and what do you hope people take away 25 years later?
For starters, it's hard to believe that it has been 25 years. But if there's anything, it was how, looking at the country, how it came together. Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals, everybody was on the same page after those attacks. And I wish we could find a way to get back there again.
We're looking at video right now of a giant flag unfolding over the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Your old office, that's got to be...
Yeah, very close.
That's gotta be-
That's very close to the impact point, actually. And the first responders were the ones that, I don't know where they got that flag, but it was a really good rallying point for everybody involved in the rescue and the aftermath.
Yeah, now you're going to be the keynote speaker.
I will.
What do you hope people take away from listening to you?
Never forget the details of that day. We were not as prepared as we should have been, but it was an unprecedented event. The world had never seen aircraft used as weapons before. So I think we're more prepared in 2026, 25 years later, than we were 25 years ago, and that's a good thing.
We were talking about this just among some of us in the newsroom, and it's wild to go back and think that there was a time when we didn't have an ingrained fear, I think. We just thought we were untouchable and protected against everything, and that kind of changed 25 years ago.
Those oceans, the Atlantic and the Pacific, looked very big. And there was a sense that we were safe behind those oceans. And that sense of innocence, I think, and invulnerability disappeared that day.
Paula, really quickly, where can people drop these off?
They drop them off at any of the 12 Spencer's locations. The ceremony is going to take place on 9/11 at 7:30 a.m. We have a free breakfast, and then at 8 o'clock we have the program. We'll do a 13-folds retirement ceremony of the flag, and then we'll get people back out to work at 9 o'clock.
And there are all those locations that were just up on your screen a second ago, SRP and...
Yep,
all the
and
Spencer's
University of
locations.
Phoenix, yep, too.
All right.
You got it.
Paula, Admiral, thank you guys for
Thank
joining
you,
us. We
William.
appreciate it.
Thank
and
you.
drop
Thank
off,
you.
retire your flags respectfully.